Hello friends, welcome here. My name is Oshina. So glad that you clicked on this video because I am sharing my top recommendations from the year 2026 so far, meaning all of my 5-star reads. These are going to be all of my favorite books that I've read so far in 2026. My 5 stars are quite unexpected to me and I'm really excited to chat about them with you. There's Christian fiction, historical, young adult, contemporary, romance, literally so many things across the board. So I'm going to recommend them to you. I'll hopefully describe them in a way that maybe you'll want to pick them up. And all of these books have no language and no spice. So I'm really excited to share that with you. I'll write them all down below and please tell me what have been your 5 stars of the year so far. I have read many books, but not many have been 5 stars. I've been really trying to hone in on my reading taste this year. It is slightly changing and shifting, which is kind of exciting. And it means that I get to explore some new genres and some of these books are going to reflect that. So I'm going to share my first 5-star of the year, really a top favorite of all time. And it's just so strange because it's historical. So it is called Hidden Places by Lynn Austen. And this book just took me on a journey of a story. And I think I've been really into reading stories lately, where it feels like the author was so intentional with picking characters that were going to go through really deep, intense life experiences and showing it on the page in a way that gives hope and just reflects the grace and the sovereignty of God in our lives. That's the kind of books that I want to be reading. Okay, so Hidden Places is that for me. I feel like okay, if you have similar reading taste that I do, this might be a hit or miss for you because it's slow in the sense that you're following this family. The wife's husband passes away and his father passes away. So now she's the only one who is in charge of their farm. And she has 4 kids. She has kids. And so she's like, how am I going to do this? I don't know how to be a parent and a mother and run this farm. And there's different things that I can't do physically. So she doesn't know what she's going to do. And can she afford to keep it going and not move out of her family home? And you get to see flashbacks of her life as a child. You get to see flashbacks of her aunt. It's actually her husband's aunt that she has a really close relationship with, kind of acts like as a mother or a grandmother to her. So you get to see her. You see this man show up at the farm and you're like, what's his story? He's really mysterious. And just all of those stories converged to be so impactful, so beautiful. There is solid faith in this book. And it's just a story of survival, but of family, of forgiveness, of love. And I can't speak highly enough about it. And yet it's a quiet story. It feels like this is like obviously an old looking book. And nothing about this appealed to me except the synopsis, honestly. I held on to the book because of the synopsis and I'm so glad that I did because this was 5 stars and I do highly recommend it if those things sound good to you. There's times when with historical fiction, this is not following a super important time period other than just like the settlement of the West. But when you follow characters, I love character study books and where you really get to see what people are made of and the mistakes that they make and then how they grow from that. I just love it. So I love this book. 5 stars. I gave it 5 stars in January and yeah, it stands out. It's the first book that I read with my Patreon as well in January. So that was really special. I loved making that reading vlog for it. So anyways, I can't speak highly enough. I like this book. Switching gears completely is Room to Breathe by Kasie West. This book blew me away and I can't believe more people aren't talking about it, but I guess, I don't know, maybe contemporary romance that isn't crazy isn't popular anymore, but I want to make this book popular because it was so good. You follow this girl who thinks she has it all together. She's trying to keep her life together. She's in grade 12 and she's getting ready to graduate. She feels like her life is starting to fall apart. Things are messing up. She's struggling in school. The boy she liked, she's confused and that didn't work out. And she's like, who am I? What do I do? I have a wacko relationship with my parents and I don't know what I'm doing. And it was so relatable. I felt like everything Kasie West explored in the main girl character, it was so relatable to what teenagers go through, especially in their last year of high school. I just loved it. And then the main part of the book though is this girl is like going to the principal's office for something, and she uses the bathroom. The door locks. But before the door locks, someone comes in, and they both get locked in. And the someone that comes in is the boy that she had feelings for, and she's like, why didn't it work out with us? I don't know. And now they're stuck in this bathroom overnight in the high school principal's office. I know that sounds cheesy, but nothing about this book was cheesy. Because of the close proximity, she got to reflect on herself. She got to reflect with him and like what happened. They talk, and you see flashbacks to their relationship and what went on there. And I just loved the exploration of tough family relationships, romance, feelings, making mistakes as a teenager, having friendships, doing high school and schoolwork, and not knowing what your next step is, like just literally all of those things. It was a perfect transition book, and I loved it. I really did. There might be some language in it. I don't exactly remember, so check my Goodreads review. I know there's no F words. There's nothing like super vulgar, but there may be a hell or a something like that kind of level. But there's no spice at all. They do kiss, but like it doesn't go very far, and I loved it. And I think a lot of teens will like it if you like reading contemporary romance. So I was very happy to see this from Kasie West, because it's been a while since I've read a really good book by her, and this was awesome. So yay. And there were no like themes in it that felt like they had some kind of agenda or like, you know, anything so progressive that it isn't biblical anymore. So there you go. That was also a favorite of the year, and it's definitely one that I want to own. I have it on my wish list, so I might gift it to myself. We'll see. Okay, switching gears again to Regency romance, Lakeshire Park by Megan Walker. This book was so easy, so pleasant, so fun, and I read it in like a day because it was just exactly what I needed at the time. And I think if you like reading Regency romance, that's clean, no language, nothing questionable at all. Like it's just a happy, easy book. This is a great book to pick up because it's funny, but it has depth, all the things. So for this book, you follow two sisters whose mother passes away, and she had remarried. So their father previously passed away as well. The mother remarried to this guy. The guy never really liked her two daughters, but he tolerated them for the sake of the mom. Mom passes away. Dad is now on the deathbed, and he's like, for my one last thing for your mom, I will set you up for one more season, so hopefully you guys can find husbands and leave. So he's a sucky dad, and get to see that part of family where it's like sometimes your family doesn't have their best interest at heart, and you have to deal with that. Yes, it was intense for that, but it also of course is very funny. There's so many humorous moments in this book because the oldest sister feels like she needs to now take care of her younger sister, and she wants to find her younger sister a husband, and there is a guy that the younger sister has her eyes on. So the older sister is like, let's make this happen. So they stay at his manor. They're trying to like arrange him to like fall in love with the sister. But before they get there, the older sister runs into this guy, and she's like, whatever, they have some kind of encounter, and she's like, he's annoying, whatever. Go to this manor. He's also there with his sister, and he's also trying to get his sister to be with this guy. And so she's like, excuse me, my sister called dibs on him. And he's like, no, my sister did. And so they're fighting over this one guy for their sisters. And it's so funny. And the great thing is she has to then distract him so that he doesn't try to like meddle with the whole sister thing. So now she spends a lot of time with him because she's like, I'm just trying to distract you. But then they start to connect and be friends, and funny things happen, and it's so cute. And it wasn't at the level of Edenbrook, because Edenbrook is definitely an all-time favorite proper romance, but I would say it's second after Edenbrook. I really liked it, highly recommend it. It was great. I'm having fun like switching it up every time I talk about a book. So let's go back to contemporary, and we'll talk about Summer at the Cape by RaeAnne Thayne. This was such a surprise, you guys. I loved this book. It is a family story, but also romance, drama. So good though. Very mild language, no spice, and not even that vulgar. Like they do talk about sex a little bit, but it's not in a way where it's like making light of it, I guess. So what this follows, it's slightly complicated, a lot of family dynamics going on. You follow this family where there's this older sister, and she has two younger sister twins. One of those twins passes away, and it breaks up the family. The parents divorce, and the older sister goes with the dad. Yes, the older sister goes with the dad, and the other twin stays with the mom, and they move away. The mom has like a kind of a cabin resort thing on this land that she doesn't own. Someone else owns it, but the guy who owns it just passed away. And now the grandson is coming and is like, I want to sell this. Like, what are you doing? You can't use this land. Because they kind of had a verbal agreement, not a written one. So, and he's like trying to figure this out. The older sister is a lawyer. And so she has been called upon by the mom to like, hey, can you come support me legally with this whole situation? So she comes and meets that grandson. Okay. And then on top of that, the other twin sister, she has a whole storyline too. And so you actually alternate perspectives between the sisters, so the older sister and the leftover twin, and then the grandson, and then there is another guy that pops up. So you get like 4 different perspectives, but I promise you it was not confusing. Truly, the way she built this story, it was like all about family and your heart and how family can hurt you and how to forgive and how to grow and heal and find love again. It was so good. Plus, it was so summery. Of course, it's like set in summer and there's like a nice town and you like meet some like side characters in the town. It was so great. It was really, really great. And there's either no language or mild language, if that. And then, yeah, no spice. And I highly recommend this, you guys. It was so good. No faith content at all. Like, this is definitely secular, but a solid pick, you guys. So highly recommend that. And last book I'm going to share today is Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. Yes, I gave this 5 stars. If you missed it, I did make a whole kind of reading vlog reading this book when I was in a reading slump and just in kind of a sad headspace. And I really found that God met me in such a beautiful, specific way while I was reading this book. And I can't explain it other than I felt like he was comforting me with a really happy, pleasant story through Sense and Sensibility. And I gave it 5 stars for that reason. It's definitely a slow build. You follow these sisters, and maybe I've been into reading family sister stories. I don't know. There's a lot in there in this list, but these sisters having to move into a smaller home with their mom because of family drama. And they have a brother too who's like very dumb and his wife sucks, but it's like entertaining to read. And you basically follow these 2 sisters navigating life and the relationships that they form and build and the people that they love and choices that people make that you have to wrestle with when it's not what you want them to make. And I really found myself so comforted listening to this book. I can't explain it. So I don't think it's for everyone. Obviously, it's a classic. It is definitely like different writing and very descriptive, and she takes her time. She like describes scenes in a very drawn out way, but it's exactly what I needed at the time. So it is a 5-star read for me, and I would recommend it, but know what you're getting when you start reading it. And that is all that I'm gonna chat about today. I've been on a spree of reading like really good books and giving out 5 stars. So I'm like, I gotta cut it off at some point. So I'll cut it off here, but there are more that I could talk about. So I will either make a part 2 or just like continue to make recommendation videos so that you guys can know what I like to read. But I hope you found something in this video that you wanna check out that you haven't yet. And always like follow me for my wrap-ups, because that's where I share about all of the books that I read and I give, you know, content ratings and recommendations in those videos. So I'll link some down below if you missed anything recent. And then I enjoy sharing reading vlogs where I get to share like kind of live reactions to some of the books that I read. And yeah, again, I'd love to hear what your top favorite books of the year are so far. And I forgot to say this, I didn't include any rereads. So I would include a lot of Francine Rivers in this list if I was going to include rereads, but I'm not. So that's why this list is smaller, because I've reread a lot of 5-star reads this year, but I wanted to share all of the new ones that I have. So yeah, and I only own one of them, but I have placed an order already for some of them because I'm like, I need to own these books. They just like mean so much to me and I want them on my shelves. So yeah, okay, thanks for watching, you guys. I really, really appreciate you guys being here. And yes, I'm working hard behind the scenes to get videos out to you. So thank you for your patience, and I love chatting with you and talking with you. So yeah, thank you so much for being here on my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys. I'm filming.